welcome. Let's solve a question above under bending stresses in a beam. A timber beam of rectangular section of length 8 meters is simply supported. The beam carries a UDL of 12 kN per meter run over the entire length and a point load of 10 kN at 3 meters from the left support. Of course, this is a simple supported beam that carries a uniform distributed load throughout the entire span, which is 12 kN per meter, and a point load from the left, which is at 3 meters from the left support. The left support is reaction A. Okay, so they said if the depth is twice the width and the stress in the timber is not exceed 8 meters per mm square, find the suitable dimension of the section. All right, so you can see here is our given data. So for you to solve this question, you are going to draw this diagram in order to guide you. All right, so for us to solve this question, we are going to be finding the section where our maximum bending moment is, and you know where our bending moment is maximum, our shear force is equals to 0. For us to do that, we are going to be starting with the summation of upward force. The sum of upward force to be equals to 0. Our upward force is positive and our downward force will be negative. All right, so our upward forces here is our reactions, that is RA and RB. So it means that our reaction A plus our reaction B will be equals to our downward forces. The first one is 10,000. So 10,000 plus then the uniform distributed load, which is 12,000. And if you convert the uniform distributed load to a point load, you are going to multiply by total distance that it covers, so which is 8. So it's going to be 12,000 multiplied by 8. All right, so if you do that, RA plus RB will be equals to 10,000 plus 8 times 12. 8 times 2 is 16. That should be 96. So we are going to have 96,000. So if we sum this together, our RA plus RB will be equals to 106,000. So let's call this one our equation number 1. All right, so the next thing we are going to do is we are going to take our moment towards our moment about point A. All right, so let's say summation of moment about point A should be equals to 0. So it shows that, don't forget, we are still using this coordinate, upward force positive. So it means that RB multiplied by the total distance there. So it's going to be RB multiplied by 8 will be equals to our uniform distributed load, which is 12,000. 12,000 multiplied by, we are taking it to a point load. So for us to convert to a point load, we are going to multiply by the total distance in which it's sustained, that is, in which it is on. All right, so it's going, which is 8. So that 8 now, and we don't forget, it's going to act at half of the total distance at which it's sustained for the moment. So it's going to be 8 divided by 2. All right, plus we also have 10 a downward force here, which is 10,000 Newton. So 10,000 Newton multiplied by by 3. So this is going to be 10,000 multiplied by 3. All right, so 8 times this is going to be 8 RB, which is going to be 2 here 1, 2 here 4. So 4 times 8 multiplied by 12,000. That is going to give us nothing but 384,000. 384,000 plus then this times 3, that is 30,000. All right, so it means that 8 RB will be equals to, so if you sum 384,000 plus 30,000, you are going to have nothing but 414,000. Alright, so for us to get ROB, we divide both sides by what? By 8. Alright, so if you do that, our reaction at B will be equals to 51,750 Newton. Alright, so that will be our ROB. Alright, so now the next thing is to find our ROA. So if you make ROA the subject here, we are going to have our ROA to be equals to 106,000 minus ROB. So 106,000 minus ROB, and our ROB is what? 51,750. So if you subtract that, it means that our reaction at A will be equals to, is going to be equals to 54,250 Newton. Alright, so this is our ROB, this is our ROA. Alright, so now that we've known what our ROA and our ROB is, so now the next thing is we are going to be calculating the shear force calculation. The shear force calculation is going to help us to know where our bending moment, to know the section where our bending moment is going to be maximum, maybe at this point or at this point, because we know that any point that our shear force is changing, let's assume we have a positive shear force here and we have a negative shear force here. It means that there's possibility that our shear force is going to be 0 towards point B and C. Let's assume that this one is positive, and if this point 2 is also positive, it means that our shear force is not going to be along this section because we are having the same point here. So that is what we want to do now. So let's go for the shear force calculation. Shear force Alright, so the shear force at point B. Shear force at point B. Alright, the shear force at point B is going to be the reaction at B, and upward force is positive. So our ROB is what? Positive 51,750 Newton. So the shear force at point C now will be equals to, so the shear force at point B now is going to be the reaction at point B, so which is 51,000, positive 51,750 minus our uniform distributed load, which is 12,000, if we take it to a point load, it's going to be multiplied by 5, minus the downward force there, which is 10,000. Alright, so the shear force at point C now will be equals to, if you press this on your calculator, you are going to have this to be minus 18,250. Alright, so the shear force at point A now, the shear force at point A will be equals to, first we are going to have this reaction at B, which is 51,750. Then our uniform distributed load, which is 12,000, minus 12,000 multiplied by 8. Then we have another downward force there, which is minus 10,000. Alright, so if you therefore do your math, if you press this in your calculator, you are going to have this to be minus 45,750. Alright, so if you look at this, this calculation for our shear force, at point B it is positive 51,750, C is negative 18,250, and at H negative 45,750. So it means that at point section B and C, our shear force is changing in sign. So it means that at some section between B and C, we are going to have our shear force to be equals to what? 0. So at what section is that? We don't know. So let's assume it to be what? S from B. All right, so let's call here to be S. All right, so now we are going to calculate the shear force along this point here, and then we are going to equate it to be equals to what? 0. All right, so for us to do that, we are going to have this to be what? RB minus, here we have a uniformly distributed load, which is 12,000 Newton per meter. So multiply by what? By S. So it's going to be 12,000 S equals to 0. I hope you know why it is like this. Because 12,000, we need to convert to point load, multiplying by the what? The distance that it's at there. So it's going to be 12,000 S. And our ROB is what? Is 51,750. So 51,750 will be equals to 12,000 S. So if we divide both sides by 12,000, so this will go with this, then our S now will be equals to 51,750 divided by 12,000. That is 4.325 meter. 4.325 meter. So it is at 4.325 meter. Our shear force here will be equals to what? 0. All right. Our maximum bending moment will occur at 4.325 because where our shear force is equals to 0, our bending moment will be maximum at that point. All right. So we are going to calculate our maximum bending moment towards this point. So it shows that M max will be equals to, so if you stand at this point, calculate your bending moment, ROB multiplied by total distance. So it's going to be ROB multiplied by S minus, so here we have a uniform distributed load. It's going to be minus 12,000 multiplied by S, then times S divided by 2, because it's going to add at what? Half of the distance there. All right, so let's substitute. So we are going to have here to be ROB. What is ROB? ROB is 51,750 times 4.325 minus 12,000 times 4.325 times 4.325 divided by 2. All right. So if you put this in your calculator, you are going to have your maximum bending moment to be 11585 point what? 937 meter. All right. So this was supposed to be Newton meter because this is maximum bending moment, Newton meter. All right. But you can decide to take it to millimeter. If you multiply this by 1,000, so it's going to be 11585.937 times 10 to the power of 3 Newton mm. So here is our maximum bending moment. All right. So we are going to clean this side. The next thing we are going to be doing is to calculate our section modulus of a rectangular section. We know that we have already showed us the formula for that. The section modulus denoted by Z is nothing but what? It's nothing but BD square divided by what? 6. Divided by 6. And don't forget that here our D is equals to what? D is equals to 2B. So if we substitute that there, our section modulus will be equals to B into 2B all squared divided by 6. So this will be equals to 2 to the power 2 is 4. So 4 and b to the power 2, that is b squared, times b, that is b cubed, divided by 6. 2 here 2, 2 here 3. So this is going to be 2b cubed divided by 3. So it means that the section modulus will be equals to 2b cubed divided by 3. So that will be our section modulus. All right. So now again, you are going to recall from Fleischer's formula that we said that our maximum bending moment is equals to stress mass times what? Times Z. All right. So we already know what our maximum bending moment is. It is nothing but what? It is nothing but, we are going to be using this one in mm, that is in millimeter. All right. So the unit for this will be mm to the power of is it 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So now our maximum bending moment here is going to be 1,585 point what? 0.937 times 10 to the power of 3, which will be equals to the maximum stress, which is also in mm. So it's going to be 8 times our z, which is what? 2b cubed divided by what? By 3. All right. So if we make b the subject, our b will be equals to the cube root. It's going to be cube root of 3 times this, 3 multiplied by 111,585.937 times 10 to the power of 3, then divided by what? Divided by 2 times 8, which is what? 16. All right. So our b now will be equals to, so if you press this directly in your calculator, you are going to get your b to be equals to what? Your b will be equals to 275.5. 275.5 mm. So now for our d now, our d is equals to 2b. So this is 2 times 275.5. So it shows that our d now, our d will be equals to 551 mm. So here is the solution to this question above. I hope you understand this carefully. Stay tuned for more important and interesting questions. Thanks.